Meanwhile, Mali, the holders of the African Under-17 Cup of Nations, have vowed a resolute defense of their title when they line up against the Ghanaians in the title decider on Sunday. The Mali side edged out Guinea in the semi-finals to qualify for their second consecutive final. Mali won the last tournament in Niger 2 years ago and finished second to Nigeria in the All-African FIFA Under-17 World Cup final in Chile. The team had been temporarily replaced by Ethiopia in the tournament after FIFA banned the Malian Football Federation in March for government interference. By reaching the final, Mali has already qualified for the Under-17 FIFA World Cup in India, which is scheduled for October.
We nearly missed out on this tournament due to recent politics back at home. We are here to defend our title for the second consecutive time, and we want to prove to everyone that Mali has a good youth program that is capable of competing in the final and winning at all levels. We want to promote youth football in our country, and our victory here will do just that.
Right now, for more on this ongoing tournament, we can now go live to the Gabon capital, Libreville, where CGTN's Sadiq Shaban, who has been following proceedings, now joins us live. Sadiq, I guess one of the big questions is, one of the most prolific sides, five-time champions in World Cup defending champions, Nigeria, failed to qualify for the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations. How has their absence changed the competition this time round?
Mahia, certainly the absence of Nigeria has been felt here in Gabon, and it will not just be felt here in Gabon, it will also be felt in India, where they are also, this year's edition will be held, and Nigeria, the defending champions. Their absence has provided an opportunity for other countries like Tanzania from East Africa and Angola from Southern Africa to qualify for this tournament. Nigeria may not have qualified this year, but other countries have taken advantage of that absence to fill in that slot. And we're looking at teams like Niger, for instance, the host of the last edition, who have come up and threatened to go all the way. So Nigeria's absence here has been felt by fans, certainly this part of Africa. But others are also reckoning that this could also be a call to other nations to take up this particular championship in their stride and emulate Nigeria, who have won this title 5 times.
Now, you talk about other nations. Obviously, Nigeria won't be there. They are not there. But West African teams seem to have picked up the slack. They've once again dominated this year's event. How did the other regions fare so far in the tournament?
Maya, just like we had 2 years ago in Niger, where we had Zambia and South Africa being the only teams, if you like, from outside the Central and Western Africa dominance, this year's event has not been much different. It's only Tanzania from Sekafa, that's the Eastern Africa rather, making just the only representation from that end, and Angola from Kosafa in southern part of Africa, making the numbers. Otherwise, the rest of the tournament really here is more about the West and East and Central African part. You have Mali, the holders, you have Ghana, you have Niger, and you also have Guinea, constituting what people actually here call the West African domination. And the final, in fact, is a reflection of that. It's going to be a West African derby.
Finally, Sadiq, you did mention the 4 teams that have reached the semi-finals, Guinea, Mali, Ghana, and Niger. They all go to the FIFA World Cup in India. We know the African teams, but do we know the African opponents that they'll be facing at the World Cup in India?
Mahia, that will become clear on 7th of July when FIFA will be conducting the drawing of lots in Mumbai, India, for the draw of this tournament that will be held from 7th to 28th of October. 24 teams from 6 confederations that make up FIFA will have representation there. So it will be very interesting to see which African teams come up against the competition from other quarters, from Europe, from America, from Oceania, from New Zealand and other areas, including Asia, where you have the likes of Iran, Iraq, and among other teams. So many questions will actually be coming through when FIFA conduct that draw, considering the last edition in Chile 2 years ago was an all-African affair, pitting Nigeria and Mali. The big question is, will any of the African teams, first of all, make it through the knockout stage, and possibly go all the way to the final.
All right, Sadiq, thank you very much for that update. CGTN's Sadiq Shaban on the sidelines of the Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations in Libreville, Gabon. Of course, the final tomorrow taking place. The two teams in that final, Mali against Ghana, while Niger will take on Guinea in the third place playoff.